Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Deus Ex Human Revolution. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today in the room full of lamps. It's a room full of lamps. We are looking for a safe. And I don't know that it is here. Why? Oh. You see that? Did you see that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Huh. So yeah, we're looking for a safe because supposedly there's a safe in this room. Well, I'll say in this room, but it might be anywhere, really. Oh, it's got to be one of these things, right? It's one of these portraits that are weird. Maybe. Maybe not. Last episode, I was complaining about things. I usually complain about things. As you know how it goes. And we then punched somebody half to death. But they didn't die. Because that's how peaceful combat works in this game. Yeah, I can't quite tell if the safe can be anywhere around here, because it doesn't look like it is. It doesn't look at all like it is. I mean, it could be behind this. There's apparently an activation mechanism. Either way, we have things to do. We have rooms that we haven't visited. And things that we haven't hacked. And we have the whole downstairs as well. We also have disabled all of the... No, that's bad news. Dang it.
Access granted.
Didn't mean to do it like that, but we had to. A couple of stops and a couple of nukes. Yeah. Yeah, we disabled all the lasers, so the alarms shouldn't blare as much. Which is a little bit more safe. That's a locker. There's another thing back there. We have the bell tower way. The game really slows down with the new books at the end, which is a bit of a shame. And we have Keitner's computer, so maybe this guy's going to talk about all outdated things that nobody talks about anymore. Like the other one. Okay, get that. Didn't get that one. That's very good. It's going to be an easy one. Yep.
Access granted.
What do we have? Yeah. Am I ready? Am I reading this right? You want me to resign Warrior, Foxhound, India, Hunter, Takedown, and Lima companies off their regular patrols and into temporary standby? That is correct. If you don't mind me asking why, Mr. Blake, I do mind. You have your orders. Please follow them. This wouldn't happen to have anything to do with the prisoner on the boat, would it? No. And even if it did, well, this is Keitner here. Netanya. Even if it did, his presence should no longer concern you. Now you will do as instructed, or I will find someone who doesn't question my every order and carry out their duties. Yes, sir. One more thing. The next time Burke asks you to do something... Oh, this is to Blake, not to Burke. The next time Burke asks you to do something, I want you to inform me of it before you do anything. Got it? Understood. Thank you. This conversation was automatically saved. Yeah, this is Blake's computer. I observed some of Burke's men unloading and moving pods directly through loading bay 3 into the detention camp. I spoke to Higgins, who was on transfer duty, and he told me when he asked for clearance papers, they basically told him to go fuck himself and mind his own business. Here's the kicker. We did a data back search on the pod ID numbers that went through, and nothing turned up. Someone wiped them clean out of the system. Higgins says they were all females, so those Jane Does just became Jane Gonzos. I don't know what that means. What do you want us to do? And then we have, your concerns have been noted and they will be brought forth at the next board of directors meeting. For the time being, I must remind you that unlike most private military companies, or private militaries, we follow a chain of command here at Bell Tower. That is why we have rank and hierarchical policies. This decorum of professional discipline and integrity is what legitimizes Bell Tower in the eyes of our clients, and it is not just for show. Well, although it is just, that's exactly... You mean, but it is not just for show? Because, you know, we just said this is just for show. Because it is what legitimizes you. That's for the show. You mean, but it is. Let's see. While we recognize and appreciate your willingness to uphold the ideals of Bell Tower, your inquiries into the affairs of a superior are quite unbecoming, and I stress the importance of protocol. For the time being, please refrain from any further investigations into matters outside your jurisdiction. Mr. Burke and Special Operations as a whole fall under classified intelligence, and as such remain off limits to anyone without appropriate clearance. Failure to adhere to these restrictions can and will result in immediate disciplinary action. And then we have Peter Burke over here. Lieutenant CMDR Keitner. Are you familiar with the term, quote, irregular warfare, unquote? You must be, based on your background, but in case you have forgotten, allow me to paraphrase. Irregular, quote. That's quoting. You're not paraphrasing, you're quoting. This game does not know how to use quotation marks. There's so many games that don't know how to do that either, so it's barely new. But this game does it on purpose. It doesn't do it on purpose. It just does it regularly, and it annoys me. So it's a paraphrasing. Irregular warfare is a violent struggle among state and non-state actors for legitimacy. State and non-state actors. Violent struggle for legitimacy and influence over the relevant populations. It favors indirect and asymmetrical approaches, as opposed to other kinds of warfare that favor symmetric approaches. No, there's no warfare that favors symmetric approaches. I mean, there is, but it's only in stories. Though it may employ the full range of military and other capacities in order to erode an adversary's power, influence, and will. Now, according to your profile, you yourself spent more than a decade fighting insurgents and Palestinian forces with the IDF before you were summarily dismissed for, how should we call it, less than patriotic opinions. Oh, he probably sided with Palestinians then. Because of the... Anyway, so how is it that someone who fought and bled for a country embroiled in a century-old conflict... What is IDF? Is it Israeli Defense Forces? Yeah, I was he probably sided with the Palestinians then. So how is it that someone who fought and bled for a country embroiled in a century-old conflict can still fall to appreciate the necessary precautions required to safeguard innocent lives from non-state actors, aka terrorists? These people sold their rights the moment they took up arms and continued to hide behind their civilian clothing, rather than don the responsibility and legitimacy of a uniform. Yeah, that's what makes them non-state actors, is that they don't all wear the same clothing. They choose ambiguity and deception. This is the consequence. Now, please refrain from harassing myself or my men. Wait, this is to... Oh, Burke is defending. Oh, this is Blake. Blake is the one that joined the Palestinians. This is really weird that it's mentioning this sort of, like, very specific political conflicts and warfare and all that in a timeline or in a storyline that doesn't really have anything to do with that. But anyway, now please refrain from harassing me, not myself, but it's fine. These are characters writing things. Even the quotation marks is okay, but not as a system, because the game does that. Oh, every single character in this world does not know how to use quotation marks. Or my men any further. The women, it's fine. You can harass them, apparently. We've already spoken in person, so consider this your second and formal written warning. You have your responsibilities, and I have mine. See to your own, as I see to mine, and we will get along just fine. And it rhymes. It rhymes a lot, and we're good. Okay. Huh. Taeyong. What was that sound? You hear that? That wasn't in my room. That tick sound. That was definitely in the game. We got damage upgrade. Let me press the right things. Let's combine this. Combine this for the pistol. Combine this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't know what that's supposed to be. Like, even the backdrop doesn't really say anything. Happy birthday. 12 apostles? At the 12 apostles. Huh. 12 apostles could be... Oh, there's a... diploma? I don't know what it would be, but it's clearly from Israel. I mean, it's not clearly from Israel, but that's the cross of Star of David. That's how it is. That's how it's called. So I don't know. And for somebody, the game might absolutely be not using the historical context to the, to the correct degree that it should be used. So maybe that less than patriotic things is actually not at all what happens when people are accused of being less than patriotic when fighting for the IDF. Where, well, it's a huge mess, isn't it? It's a huge mess. So wait a minute. Oh, I never. Right. So we never went this way because I just turned left immediately. So both of their offices are connected through the vents. It could be that the safe is in here, although I doubt it. Anyway, that's it, I think. Could be the ceilings, but I can't understand the ceilings. I look at them and it's just like, there's so many details. How am I supposed to look at them? You can't do that. You can't do that to me. Anyway, that does conclude the upper level. And that means I can go down and take those two guys out. Because even the camera... Well, the camera is not out. Operations Security. Who the hell are you? Without the lasers, it's kind of difficult for me to know who's whom. Bunk! There we go. Perfect. Okay. No, take that. Good. That's not good at all. I don't know where the other one guy... You see that on the edge of the mini-map? It's gone now. Okay. So this...
That was weird.
is bad.
Got a man down here! Gotta trigger the alarm!
Wow, come on! That was fun, even though it was a failure. Because I definitely did not see that guy. I was just looking at this guy. Yeah, I knew he was gonna be detected, or not be detected, but be, turn yellow. You know what I'm talking about. As it turns out, I don't have chocolates. 6. As it turns out, it wasn't quite as simple as that. He moves. And we could have told that he moves by the fact that he moves. Okay. Oh, maybe him shouting was enough for this guy. Wow. That's gonna be difficult. I will be able to shoot him, though. That's gonna be difficult. Okay, let's go in. See what we have. So I got you already. We have data storage devices. I don't even know what that is. What do you mean, one data storage device? Some painkillers. What is a data storage device? Why are you calling it like that? Why are we being a... What is it, a CD? People don't use CDs anymore. In real life or in this video game. Although probably judging by how things go, they probably do, actually.
Access granted.
I'd rather do that than the other one. Some beers over here. I'll take those. What else? Oh, finally we have another security computer. Disable that. Very important. And this is corn. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I need to hack it. Corn's computer. So this is the way it comes in. Okay. Let's see what I can pull off. It's looking pretty grim.
Access granted.
But it wasn't. CPL Corn. There has been a situation aboard the Heizen Zoo. An armed stowaway has been captured. No further details at this time. However, CMDR Burke has opted to board the ship once we approach RBS. I have apprised LT CMDR Keitner of the circumstances, and she will be boarding as well. You will designate an escort for the commanders. The escort will stay behind on the ship under my orders and aid in transferring the prisoner once we are docked. You will arrange with Special Operations and Detention Silo Central for temporary access to the detention camp for the escort team. I did not want any incidents, or rather, I do not want any incidents. No one is to speak to Burke unless directly addressed. No mention of detainees or otherwise. By God, I swear, if anyone steps out of line, I will let Burke do what he will. Also, have Ammon send another base-wide security reminder. Burke will be on a rampage because of this breach. Shortly, he'll start a security assessment for all of RBS, so we'll have to be on our toes. And then somebody is bored and went online and uploaded a picture where you can turn a picture into ASCII art, although this one doesn't look very much like that. It looks like what one would do themselves. What's she going to do? Keitner's got no pull here. I don't know what the brass were thinking about when they posted her here, but they weren't doing her any favors. Here's how busy I am. Klein. By the way, what's the comm situation? I've been getting flack that we were having problems contacting the incoming ships because of the storm. I'm assuming that's been cleared up. And the original email is, "Hey, you lazy ass, what's up? I've got one of Burke's, quote, special, unquote, goons hanging over me like some kind of vulture, so I'm pretending I'm busy. I wish Keitner would do something about them. I don't need any warm, fuzzy reminders of HS. I joined up for a nice paycheck, not to be bullied by some cyber nerd's wet dream." That's wet dash dream as well, which is kind of an interesting thing to note. I hope, because I'm the one doing the noting. Hopefully you are interested in that note. Okay. Don't know where this is going, because clearly I haven't been here. And clearly I haven't been paying attention either. Because I think I have been here. Have I been in this room? I don't know. I have not. This is M. Binder. What do we have? Comes in through there. Accesses both of these. Let's go. Unlucky. Protect that. Good. I think we have both.
Access granted.
Let's see. It will be making stops in Manila for grenades and in Egypt for uniforms and bed sheets in order to fulfill your requisition. Sorry for the delay, problems with our supplier. P.S. If you're serious about that pizza oven, just fill out a standard S179B scratch out where it says machine gun, quote unquote, and write in, quote, pizza, unquote. I'll speak to Q and see what we can do. Let's see. Arrival confirmed, requisition, a bunch of numbers, eggs and cotton, greatly appreciated. Eggs and cotton? I don't know what that's supposed to be. Lieutenant, I've completed my investigation into the situation concerning the presence of unauthorized materials at RBS, specifically comfort class 1 and or personal class 5 in nature. There is seemingly an abundance of such materials, however they are not originating from our offices or through normal requisition channels. That being said, I can find no evidence of a, quote, black market, unquote, or other type of procurement model on the base. I can... Black market is a very model-y model. I can only conclude that the troops are returning from active duty and/or leave with the materials in question. I have approached CMDR Keitner about the situation. She is less than worried about the men, quote, having their little comforts, unquote, and suggested a better use of my... Men having their little comforts. They're fapping. They're basically they're fapping. That's their little comforts. Use of our time might be spent in doing inventory. She will expect a full report next week. And we have over here to avoid any more incidents with crossover mess hours. it has become necessary to stagger access to the various mess halls on base. New mess schedules will be posted and sent ASAP, while inter-service with the Dash and intra-service with Dash rivalries are to be expected. Food fights and others will not be tolerated. The mess crew and janitorial have their hands full enough already. This might be a high security base under wartime. That's with the Dash as well. Operations base security has been authorized to lay charges in the future by order of LTCMD Keitner, and a bunch of other things coming after. Also, we are in the process, without a BS, are in the process of changing our food service contractor. While this may result in some minor disruptions, we expect the new contractor to be up and running smoothly within a week. So expect a change in menu soon. Okay. Just be on the lookout for all the possible locations. So I definitely have not been here. But I think everyone on base is basically knocked out. Get that up there. Get that up there. Disconnect. I saw that. That was unlucky. I'm gonna need to focus on protecting, because it comes from there. Good. Transfer that. Defend. Defend. Start.
Access granted.
Good. Disable that panel. Not that we need to. I said everybody on base was disabled. That is not true. Chug, chug, chug. I know you. I know exactly where we are. Actually, didn't realize we had an elevator. I might not know exactly where we are. No, I do. I just didn't realize we had an elevator there. Oh, yeah, I know where we are. There you go. Crack of all the muscles. And money, not that. We have a map of China, mainland. Lower Hengsha over there. We have a computer. Tong is a pain, but he knows his place. If he steps out of line, he knows BT will shut him down. That's Bell Tower. I don't think his harvesters had anything to do with the explosion. I know Wang is spouting some crap about having seen some harvesters in the dock areas days before the incident. Doesn't mean anything. They're everywhere like rats. Tong has too good a deal with us. The few clashes we have with his, quote, boys, unquote, may as well be staged. He throws us a few, we throw him a few plus the leftovers from OR. That's, actually don't know what that means. We may be able to spin the explosion to our advantage. The fear of more terrorism will surely result in more contracts for us, not less. If you've got some boys sitting around doing nothing, you might as well send them here. I can find something for them to do. Actually, are you really sure that the fear of terrorism is going to give more money or more contracts to the person who wasn't capable, or to the company who wasn't capable of predicting and preventing that terrorism? Because that sounds like you guys suck at anti-terrorism things. Bernie, the harvester question has reached the highest level in the company. There's some concern that repeated incidents may affect our standing and possibly inhibit further security contracts, specifically in the Pacific Rim. The Han Ming explosion did not go over well. Yeah, I remember that, reading that email, I think, the first one. Dear sirs, despite what could be seen as negative press concerning your operations in China, namely Hengsha City, we are still very much interested in contracting Bell Tower Associates. As previously discussed, this would include the policing of Bandar Seri Bagawan, as well as much of the countryside in our maritime interests, chiefly oil platforms. We would greatly appreciate a preliminary assessment and timeline for the implementation of a Bell Tower security force at your earliest convenience, and thus commence negotiations in earnest. Frank, get on this. I've already sent word confirming that we are interested. Iron out the details and keep me in the loop. And this is Brian Duggan. And over here we have more contract talk over here. Captain Mangan, I will require a number of contracts to be pulled and forwarded to my office. There is some question of Bell Tower's contracted obligations with various organizations in the vicinity of RBS due to the increased storm activity this season. The frequency and severity of the storm season may prove costly if we are contractually obligated to provide disaster response and support. We may have to find a way of, quote, massaging, unquote, the agreements to be more favorable. I will send a list forthwith. Also, I will require a report on the possible profits from, quote, salvaging, unquote, in these various contracted areas, and if this may recoup some of our losses. You're just bringing attention to the fact that you're using euphemisms. Just like, oh no, wink wink, nudge nudge, this is definitely illegal, all of this, yes, because email auditing never happens. Okay, so everybody's down, and, oh, actually, this is how we got in, so it's totally fine. Although, I say this is how we got in. What happened with this one? Why was it open? Because I opened it and didn't go in. That is a bad thing to do. Do not do that. So, drop the beer. I don't even know what happened there. I honestly do not know. There was an icon. There was... The game is weird. Left click on things and nothing happens. A little bit of money. Nothing here. Can't go there. So we're safe. Yep. Exploring everything. Very important. I thought I had more than 100 health. Doesn't beer increase your health more than 100? I thought it did, because I got drunk for that reason. But I didn't actually pay attention to what it was doing to my health. This is back to here. Gotcha. We're probably going to take the elevator and see where it leads to. All the cameras are disabled. This thing over here. Still not finding any codes. So this is absolutely just all optional. If you... Oh, man. If you happen to not be able to hack things, that's it. You're not getting in any of these things. Because there's no codes anywhere. Let's get this one as well. I have 2 nukes now. That's nice. Okay, so we're being approached from both sides. That's kind of nasty. Can't protect from that side, but that should be fine.
Access granted.
Deactivate that. Went down that way before. Because I'm pretty sure I came this way. Let's see. Sorry about that break. This is another room. And it is also connected through vents that I just refuse to see. Subject 1. Is that the sun? I don't think it is the son of Yang or Tang, or what was his name? The leader of the harvesters. Oh, there's another person. I still need to mess with that computer. Sunlight. Where are we? Oh, we're over here. What? I went around? Wow. Did I get into this computer? I did not. Okay, so we have a couple of computers to hack into. But for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Deus Ex Human Revolution. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.